creating this video to help explain some of the important things to know about U.S. history and what you should be looking at and what you should be doing every day to know where to go from day to day and to be successful in this class. So first of all, when you open your U.S. history class, this is what you're going to see. Now let me just quick put it to student view. I probably should have did that already. So you'll see actually a little bit different than a teacher view. Not a whole lot different, but just slightly in some things. Okay, so looking at this screen here, we have a couple of things to note. At the top, can you see where I'm dragging the mouse there? You have some headings of class home, plan, content, progress, grades, and tools. Okay, class home takes you back to this page. It always takes you back to the starting page. Plan, here you can see what you should be doing and working on every day. You can set it for one day, if you just want to see what today is. You can set it for the week, if you want to look at the week at a glance. Or I like to personally myself, month, because I like to see what's going on the whole month. Or you can just break it down to a list, if you'd rather see it as a list versus on a calendar. Okay, so that's just where you should see what you should be working on. From here, now let's say we're looking at today, which is Thursday, October 12th. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to take me right to my lesson. So I can start out every day just looking at my plan, my calendar, and then clicking on that will take me right to the lesson. And here are the various parts of the online lesson. So you might be wondering, well, where does my textbook come into play? Well, I'll show you. So you start the lesson, you click on the first link. This is a new unit. This is Unit 3, so there's a unit introduction. It just kind of tells you what the unit's going to be about, some objectives for the unit. You can click through, just clicking through using these right and left arrows at the top, and this will take you through the entire lesson. So you don't have to go back to where we were. You do not have to go back. It's a minute, it should be changing here. You do not have, not this one. You do not have to go back to each of these individual links and click. Once you're in that lesson, lesson 3.01, you can just use the right and left arrows to go through it. So it's pretty seamless that way. Okay, so here's a little online introduction about lesson 301. And you see this blue box that says lesson resources. Now, there's the objectives. So this is what's telling you what you should know by the end of the lesson. And then down here, materials, this is what's pretty important. The student guide, not so much, but the reading guide and lesson answer key. These are basically notes for you in each lesson, and they're really important. They're not submitted, they're not turned in, they're not graded, but they're notes that are provided for you to help you get through each lesson reading and getting the main points for each lesson. So when we click on reading guide first. Okay, let's click on that. And then I have to open it, so just a minute. Okay, here you see it. As you read, think about these key questions. What precedents did George Washington establish for the presidency? What were the goals and accomplishments of Alexander Hamilton's financial plan? Okay, and then you have the question. Which of the following actions did George Washington take to set the right tone for the new federal government? Underline all the correct answers. So you have A, B, C, D, and you'll underline the correct answers. And this will go as you're going through the reading. And I still haven't gotten to that yet, where you're going to find where you're reading the textbook. We'll get to that. But I wanted to point this out to you. So what I would suggest, if you are able to print the reading guide off and fill it out by hand as you go through. Now that's not, I know a lot of people don't have printer access, or they want to conserve on paper and ink. That's fine. You can also fill it out on your computer as well. It's not like it's required once again, but I just feel having that paper copy and filling it out by hand is just a good tactile way to help also build your understanding. You know, there's something about actually writing things out by hand. There's been studies on it. It actually does help with memory and recall. But that's a whole other talk, and we're not going to bore you in details of that. So anyway, let's go back. So as you can see, there's several questions on here, a couple pages, and for you to fill out as you go through the reading. And you might be thinking, well, if these are notes for me to fill out, how do I know if I get the right information? You know, I might be going through the reading and I might be confused. Well, that's why it's really nice. You have this lesson answer key. And when we open that up, you'll see the following. You'll see the exact same reading guide, but with the answers. Okay, so what I suggest is that you go with, first of all, the blank reading guide and try to fill it out as best as you're able. Maybe do it in pencil if you're doing it by hand in case you need to change anything. Go through the reading and try to fill out your reading guide as you go through. Or read and then fill it out afterwards, whatever works best for you. But then, after you're done, go back and check with the lesson answer key to make sure you have the right answers. Because it's really silly to have notes that are wrong. Make sure you fill the correct answers in. Now, if you're working to catch up, maybe you just want to go right to the lesson answer key first and use that as you go through the readings instead of trying to fill it out on your own. It just save you a little bit of time. However, I would not say you should do that all the time because there really is something to be said about trying to find the answers on your own and that extra layer of learning by trying to find the answers on your own versus being just given them without any effort being put forth on your part. Okay, and then there's some keywords in there. These links, that's just if you have extra time and you want to delve deeper into the subject, not required. And sometimes the keywords are they're not vocabulary you're going to be quizzed on, but it might be just something that will help you, like aid de comp. You know, it just helps you as you go through the reading to know what that even means. Or fiscal means relating to public revenue, money. It's not like a quiz word, but just to help you, there might be some more difficult word that comes up in the reading. Okay, so let's go back. So that was lesson resources. That was a separate little thing that pops up. And we're going to X out of it because now we're going to get back to our online lesson. And I'm going to keep clicking through. Goals for the lesson. Okay, I know what my goals and objectives are. Then it says, before continuing, gather your listed materials. And we've already done that because I like to do it right away at the beginning. And go from there. Continuing on, your daily checklist. Now this is where it's going to tell you your page numbers. It says complete the warm-up, George Washington, Nothing But the Truth. Read pages 192 through 203. Complete the reading guide. Complete the Like the Money in the Bank activity, and complete the checkpoint. So here it's where it's going to tell you what pages the quiz will be over. Okay, so it's not in your book where it tells you, but in this daily checklist. Okay, so it says complete the warm-up, George Washington, Nothing But the Truth. So that is here on this next screen. And it just, it is a warm-up activity, so it's not something you're going to be expected to be quizzed on. It's just kind of to activate any prior knowledge you might have. So go through that, okay, and we're not going to go through all right now in just this recording. And then from there, well, let's go back, sorry. So you did the warm-up activity, and now, as it says in the daily checklist, now you read pages 192 through 203. So as you're doing that, you're going to open your book, you're going to have your reading guide, whether it's on your computer or printed out in front of you, and you're going to sit down and you're going to work on that. Okay, when you're done reading, done filling out your reading guide, done checking your answers with the lesson answer key, then you're going to finish up the online lesson. So you're going to go back to this screen, and you're going to keep airing through. Okay, you did the warm-up activity, so we can skip through that. And now you're going to see, when you have finished the reading assignment, complete the Like the Money in the Bank online activity. Oh yeah, I need to do that yet. And it's important that you don't skip these online activities because some of them will give you a keyword at the end that you're going to need to put into the checkpoint. Not all of them, but some of them. Okay, so Thomas Jefferson stressed that states' rights, not federal. That's true. And you will have a better understanding of that, of course, after you go through the reading. So I click that, and then I keep going. You see how it looks kind of weird here like that? It's probably just my browser. I need to clear my cache or switch to a different browser. I still know what it means. It's just showing up some weird stuff there. James Madison opposed Hamilton's ideas. That's true. Now I'm going to check my answer. Yep, that's true. Continue to the next one. Hamilton wanted a strong federal government. Well, I know that's true, but I'm going to show you what happens if I get it wrong. False. See, it just tells me the right answer. So it's not a bad thing. Keep trying. I'm going to try it now. True. Yep, it's right. Okay, good. No interest was to be paid on the debts. I don't know. Is that true or false? Oh, I was wrong. Try it again. It's false. Yep, okay. Continuing on. Hamilton wanted the United States to pay the state's debts. That's true. Continuing on. George Washington opposed Hamilton's plans. That's false. And next slide. Hamilton wanted to pay the debts gradually. And I'm at the end. See, there's no more, I can't arrow over more. So here's an example where actually there's not a keyword at the end. But sometimes there is, and that'll show you on the screen. It'll actually say on the very, very end. See, I know I'm done. There's no more arrowing. I can't go any farther. So I know I'm done in this activity. But some of them, once you get to the very end, you'll see it says, save this keyword to put on your 302 checkpoint, and you'll want to get to the very end to get that. Okay, so anyway, I'm done with this review activity, so I'm going to X out of it. I'm going to keep going on. See, I'm not at the end of my arrows yet. I'm still in lesson 301. Arrow over. Now it says, oh, my checkpoint. So this is my mini quiz, the New Republic. And apparently you should see a start quiz, but it must be because I'm on a different account. I can't see that. But you would see, sorry, let me go back here a second. You would see, when you have finished reviewing these instructions, click on Start Quiz to begin attempt 1. Okay, so you should see a Start Quiz. It'll say like a little box that says Start Quiz here at the bottom. And that'll take you to your little mini quiz for the 301 checkpoint. Now here's beyond the lesson. These are things that you can do if you have more time, if you're interested in learning more, but they're not required. I'm going to keep arrowing through. And you'll see that now, once it flips over, hold on a second. Okay, now it says 302. So now I know, and if I go back here to lesson 301, it says it's 83% of 5 to 6 required topics complete. That's because I didn't do the checkpoint. See how there's these check marks? I went through all those, but I didn't complete my checkpoint. So you as a student will complete the checkpoint, and it'll be done, and you'll have a check mark. But I didn't do it because I'm in the teacher part here, and I don't have that same ability. But you'll know that you still have that checkpoint you have to do because it's not checked for you. It's not, doesn't mean it's done. But I would go right to the next thing. It says I haven't started 301 yet. I still need to go through that. And that's how you go through every day's lesson. Like, you're going to see what's in your plan. And you're going to see, too, it's not going to show on my screen because as a student, I have all my work done, apparently. I don't see any overdue notifications. But as a student, you'll see overdue notifications, and that'll let you know what you still need to do. Because you have these things here in the past, when you started on October 2nd, these activities yet to do. If you're starting out today, I would suggest just getting today's lesson done, and then going back and working on Monday, October 2nd stuff. And then tomorrow, finish the 302 lesson, and then go back and work on some of the things you missed from those other days. So gradually, you're getting caught up. Make sure you're current with the daily, the right now, today's assignments, but then going back